boys and ghouls. Today, it is almost Halloween, so I figured I'd do a little interesting Halloween video on Countess Elizabeth Bathory de Escade. Born August 7th, 1560, died the 21st of August, 1614. She was a Hungarian noblewoman and alleged serial killer. From the family of Bathory, who owned the land in the Kingdom of Hungary, now Slovakia. Bathory and 4 of her servants were accused of torturing and killing hundreds of girls and women between 1590 and 1610. Her servants were put on trial and convicted, whereas Bathory was confined to her room. She was imprisoned within the castle Kajexi. I know I mispronounced that. The charges leveled against Bathory have been described by several historians as a witch hunt. Other writers, such as Michel Ferrin in 1989, have said that the accusations against Bathory were supported by testimony from more than 300 individuals, some of whom described physical evidence and the presence of mutilated, dead and dying, and imprisoned girls found at the time of her arrest. In 2018, an article for Przygody Nauk I'm not going to pronounce this right. Historical Science Review, Alexandra Bartolovich stated that when Bathory was prosecuted, the accusations were a spectacle to destroy her family's influence in the region, which was considered a threat to political interests of her neighbors, including Habsburg Empire. Stories about Bathory quickly became part of national folklore. Legends describe her as vampiric tendencies, such as the tale that she bathed in the blood of virgins to retain her youth, were generally recorded years after her death and are considered unreliable. Some insist she inspired Bram Stoker's Dracula in 1897, although Stoker's notes on the novel provided no direct evidence to support this hypothesis. Nicknames and literary epitaphs attribute her to include the Blood Countess and Countess Dracula. Her early life and education. Bathory was born in 1560 on a family estate in Nyapator, Royal Hungary. And I know I mispronounced that big time, but that's alright. She spent her childhood at Escode Castle, and again misspelled, or mispronounced. Her father was a Baron George VI Bathory of Escode, a branch of the family, brother to Andrew Bonaventura Bathory, who had been Voivode of Transylvania. Again, sorry for the mispronunciations of all this. Her mother was Baroness Anne Bathory, born 1539, died 1570. Daughter of Stephen Bathory of Solomeo, also Voivode of Transylvania, who was of the Solomeo branch, though her mother, Elizabeth, was the niece of the Hungarian noble Stephen Bathory, 1533 to 1586, the King of Poland, the Grand Duke of Lithuania, of the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth, and Prince of Transylvania. She had several siblings. Her older brother Stephen Bathory, 1555 to 1605, served as a Judge Royal of Hungary. As a child, Bathory had multiple seizures that may have been caused by epilepsy. At the same time, symptoms relating to epilepsy were diagnosed as falling sickness, and treatments included rubbing blood of non-sufferers on the lips of an epileptic or giving the epileptic a mix of non-sufferer's blood and a piece of skull as their episode ended. How creepy. A proposal made by the same source in order to explain Bathory's cruelty later in her life is that she was trained by her family to be cruel. Bathory was raised as a Calvinist Protestant. As a young woman, she learned Latin, German, Hungarian, and Greek. Born into a privileged family of nobility, Bathory was endowed with wealth, education, and a prominent social rank. At the age of 13, before her first marriage, just 13, Bathory allegedly gave birth to a child. The child, said to have been fathered by a peasant boy, who was supposedly given away to a local woman who was trusted by Bathory's family. The woman was paid for her actions, and the child was taken to Walchina. Evidence of this pregnancy came up long after Elizabeth's death, though through rumors spread by peasants. Therefore, the validity of this rumor is often disputed. The arrest. On December 13th, 1612, Nikolai Zernitsky confirmed the agreement with Thurzo about the imprisonment of Bathory and the distribution of the estate. On December 31st, my birthday, by the way, Thurzo went to the castle and arrested Bathory along with 4 of her servants who were accused of being her accomplices. Dortoya Semensky, Ilinju, Katrina Benareka, and Janusz Ugeri, Ibis or Frico, according to Thurzo's letter to his wife. His unannounced visit found 1 dead girl and another living prey girl in the castle, but there was no evidence that they asked her what happened to her, although it is commonly believed that Bathory was caught in the act of torture. She was having dinner initially. Thurzo made the declaration to Bathory's guests and villagers that he had caught her red-handed. However, she was arrested and detained prior to the discovery of presentation of the victims. It seems most likely that the claim of Thurzo's discovering Bathory covered in blood has been the embellishment of fictionalized accounts. The highest number of victims cited during the trial of Bathory's accomplices was 650, but the number comes from the claim by a servant girl named Susanna that Jacob Savesky, Bathory's court official, had seen the figure in one of Bathory's private books The book was never revealed, and Civilly never mentioned it in his testimony. Confinement and death. On January 25th, 1611, Throuzos wrote a letter to King Matthias describing that they had captured and confined Bathry to her castle. The Palatine also coordinated the steps of investigation with the political struggle with the Prince of Transylvania. She was detained in the castle for the remainder of her life, where she died at the age of 54. Goyorski, Throuzo wrote, Elizabeth Bathory was locked in a bricked room, but according to other sources, written documents from the visit of the priest in July of 1614, she was able to move freely unhindered in the castle, more akin to house arrest. Creepy. I hope you enjoyed this video, even with all of my mispronunciations. And if you like this video, please give a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and hit the bell, and leave a comment in the comments section below. And I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.